You're at the Watchmen Way. March 31st, 2020. You know what tomorrow is? 10 days of darkness. Lisa's trying to call me. Everybody must be panicked. I was, I'm on the ranch and I can't drive, so I don't have a car. So when I can get groceries, I get them. And we took a run up to Red Bluff and took a little bit longer than we thought because we ended up breaking in 18 steers today and tipping their horns. And have you never tipped a steer or a bull's horns? It can be messy. Anyway, it's been a crazy day. Crazy day. Half the day I was working in the arena. The other half was talking to people. It's pretty amazing what's going on right now. I can't believe the number of people I'm talking to who are, a lot of them are my age or older, and don't have a clue what a cryptocurrency is, but they're getting in the game because they see the things that I've been talking about for 5 years. People that you wouldn't think would be in tune are understanding this. And you know why? Because they didn't get the brainwashing that a lot of us did. You know, I missed it too. But if you're in your 30s, I think, you got at least some of that, where they're trying to, destroy our critical thinking skills. They're trying to make us easy victims. And they were really close. But it's just amazing to see the people that you would least expect. Honestly, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm older, but I'm even talking to people on the phone. It's easier to talk to the older people because they know something's wrong and they want to do something, anything, to put them in a better position. They don't have that, oh, forget it, that can't happen. That can't be. They saw what Hitler did. They've seen a lot in this world. And because of it, it's going to be great. How many, percentage-wise, how many more senior citizens got in this game and changed their lives than say millennials? Because it's usually, it's the millennials, they know it all. I mean, and to be fair, so did we when we were that age, 20s, early 30s. It's that age when you don't know how much you don't know. You know a lot, you think, but you don't know how much you don't know. And then you find out as you get into your 40s that when you really start looking at things from a perspective of reality, how the world really is. Anyway, lots going on. Is Lisa on? Um, I want to. I think there's a lot of confusion about. Well, there's a lot of confusion about a lot of things right now. I think um, the easiest way to approach this, whatever's coming in the next 30 days, is just to understand that President Trump is clearly in control. If you don't understand that, you're not being very honest with yourself, because he's running this show. And as a patriot or a Christian, we have nothing to fear from President Trump or his administration. Now, if you're a pedophile, if you're a traitor, yeah, you better be looking over your shoulder. Because I think in this next 30 days, big things are coming. I'm looking at the calendar, and I think the 10th, if I'm not mistaken, is the Saturday before Easter. That's right, isn't it? Is Easter the 11th or the 12th this year? Either way, it's that day or two before Easter, the 10th, the 10 days of darkness. If things go dark tomorrow, we can all, I think, I'm hoping that's the way it plays out, because to me, that means that this is on, that they're moving forward, and that probably by Easter, they're going to have, I mean, wouldn't it be something if he had a press conference on the day before Easter and announced, cure for the virus, got it, done, we're good, open everything back up. Oh, and we just arrested the Pope, the Queen, the Clintons, the Bushes, Obamas, Pelosi, Schumer, Schiff, Feinstein. Did I say Pelosi? Pelosi can arrest her twice. I mean, just look at the list. Paul Ryan, they're Republicans too, guys. Oh my God. Supreme Court justices. If they can find the body, they're going to arrest Ginsburg. I think Justice Roberts, the Chief Justice, I think is going down in this. I think they got him on tape. And I think that he committed treason when he voted for the Obamacare. I think they blackmailed him into that vote. And I think it's going to come out. You know, the whole truth, 9/11, Kennedy. I got people telling me I'm crazy because I'm saying that Kennedy was assassinated by the deep state. Well, I don't know what you're doing, but I mean, anybody who even thinks they're close to being awake knows that Kennedy was assassinated by Americans. Not that there weren't foreign nationals involved, but the majority were CIA assets or mafia assets. And I think most of that, I think it's all in that video. Everything's a rich man's trick. I can't, guys, especially right now, there isn't a better time to be pushing that video. Everything's a rich man's trick. It's on the video page of the Watchmen Way for sure, and I think the Watchmen also. So the watchmanway.com and the Watchmen thewatchmen.co. Either place, I think you can find it. For sure, it's on the Watchmen Way. Everything's a rich man's trick. If you have anybody who you're trying to get red pilled, sit down and watch that video with them. It's 3.5 hours, I think, 3 hours and 20 minutes. But the best 3 hours you'll ever spend doing this research, because it's going to get you 60 hours of knowledge in 3.5. Because you literally have to do 60 hours worth of research. And then you never get it put together as well as this video is done. It's like the best I've seen for red pilling. Perfect time to use it, guys. And we talked a little bit last night about Nasara. There's more stuff out, today about that. Again, we'll see. If it happens, it's just icing on the cake. It just makes things better. So, I've got my doubts, but, I hope it does happen. The time frame is when you look at, what President Trump's been saying, 10 days of darkness, what Bo Polney has said, what we got from the QAnons, this thing is right on schedule. I mean, what did they say? Martial law would be the first part of April. I think the QAnons said, the Anons said. I think they're the ones that said the gold-backed currency on the 30th, which didn't happen, right? Or no, 30th of April. Yeah. And we've got, Bo Polney saying around the 21st of April for the next big crash for the stock market. I mean, this whole thing is lining up. All the pieces to the puzzle are fitting together. We have to assume, based on the information we have, that this is all happening in the next 10 days, 14 days. And what that means is there's not much time left. So we have to keep pushing. Like I said, it's a 2-minute warning. This is a final crunch. We've got to make our last pushes, plant those seeds, those last few seeds we can plant. And it's getting easier. It's really getting easier, guys. People are coming out of the woodwork. 3, 4, 5 people a day that I've never seen them on the chats. I think what a lot of people are doing, see, what's happening is a lot of people that are watching, a lot of members, are telling all their friends, right? And their friends, I think, are a little bit nervous at first. I think most of them, they're so we're getting, I don't know, we'll have 300 or so views by the time it's over, or when I'm just starting to share them out to the other, because we're hitting about 100,000 people a day, I think, between what David's doing and what I'm doing, and the different groups that we're sharing with. There's probably 100,000 people access to the live chats a day. And I think these people are watching it after the fact, and it's starting to make sense to them. When they look around and they see what I'm saying, and they're seeing what's happening, it matches up a lot better than what the mainstream media is telling them. Because this is not a, buy the dip. And we still got people on Facebook, it's coming back next month. Okay, keep drinking that Kool-Aid. It's not coming back. You might get a little dead cat bounce, but if you want to do what's best for your family, take the money you made in the stock market and invest it in silver and Litecoin. Because that's where the money's going to be. It's not in the stock market anymore. I had a couple pull 20 grand out today of a annuity. They had to pay a little bit of a penalty, but they were going to lose it. If they wouldn't have called, they'd have lost 20 grand. And now, who knows what they're going to end up with because they're splitting it 50-50. So 10 grand into Litecoin, 10 grand into physical silver. Run the numbers on that in 6 months and see if they're upset about the penalty. They won't be, because in 6 months, because look where we're at. They're going to have to declare a reset. I don't know how long that can go, but if they arrest the Bushes, the Obamas, the Clintons in the next 10 days, what do you think that's going to do to the markets? This is over. It can't survive this. Any way you look at it, it can't survive this. You have to have everything you can get out of the paper markets. You have to get out. And get it into silver and Litecoin, because when this goes, you're not going to have a chance. Who knows what day it's going to be, but it's coming in the next 30 days. And I think one morning we're going to wake up and the banks are on holiday. Everything's shut down. Now, and the other question is, if we do go through this 10 days, will the exchanges even open up on the 11th day? Because, and especially if there's news out that these arrests have actually happened, forget it. I don't see them opening. And if they do, it'll be for an hour, and then they'll shut it down, because it's going to be going up so fast they won't want to sell. And they're going to want to wait till it levels out. Who knows what the price will be once you get back in the game. So your only chance to buy might be now. Because when this thing goes down, all bets are off. It's going to be, again, I keep saying it's going to be like the toilet paper. You know, people didn't really need the toilet paper. By the time this hits the way it looks, they're going to know we're screwed. That whatever they have liquid, they better get it into physical silver and Litecoin, and probably not, hardly anybody's going to want to take their money. They won't want to sell it. This could literally be $15 when the market's closed, or we say maybe 20, and be 500 for silver the next time it opened. Same with Litecoin. Same thing. Don't, and I'll be buying it at 500, because either Litecoin or silver, I think, well, yeah, even silver, well, yeah, because listen, when the gold-backed currencies hit, gold's going through the roof. It's going to get revalued. And based on the numbers, the amount of currency in the world today and the amount of gold we believe there is, by what the countries are reporting, they figure 50 to 80,000 an ounce. That puts silver at 5 to 8,500 if you figure, the 10%. The historical ratio is 10 to 1. It's been that way virtually forever. It's how it comes out of the ground, 10 to 1. It makes sense. That's 100 to 1 now. Well, when it goes back, when we get the manipulation out, which it will be out when the swamp is gone, the manipulation's gone, because that's where it came from, and it won't be allowed back in. It's going to go to its natural ratio, which is going to be 10 to 1, which means if it's 50,000 an ounce, if gold is 50,000 an ounce, that puts silver at 5,000. So 500 would be a good buy, right? Remember, guys, if you're getting Litecoin, Gemini, I think, is the best option right now. So you get your Litecoin from either Coinbase, although I don't recommend it. You've got to have a big five bank. Um, and it's 2 weeks now. 2 weeks was the last I heard. It's probably gone up for delivery or till your crypto clears. It's 2 days with Gemini, I think. The last I heard it was 2 days, 48 hours. So go with Gemini. It's much easier to open an account. But also, don't forget, you have to order your Ledger Nano. S is in Sam. Ledger Nano S. Don't get the X. The S is what you want, as in Sam. I think with a discount it's $40 or whatever, but that's where you're going to store your Litecoin. You don't want to leave it in any exchange once. Well, you want to get it out as quickly as you can because, like I said, it could go down any day. I wouldn't expect the exchanges to go down for weeks after the economy went down. But this is uncharted waters, guys. We don't really know how this is going to play out with cryptocurrency. So get it out now if you can. There's no reason to leave it. If you've got your ledger, get it programmed to get your cryptos out. And for those of you who don't have your ledger yet, get it ordered. Because you don't want to make all this effort and then get lazy at the end and not get your ledger and just think, oh, it's going to be okay in Gemini. And then, 6 weeks later, your cryptos are gone because Gemini folded because they got a run. Don't do it. Just get it now if you can. Get it out. Get it safe. Then you don't have to worry about it. You're good. Let's see what we got for questions. Chrissy, how you doing? Timothy, what's up? Kathy, how are you? Tessie, John, what's up? Teddy, how you doing? Rebecca, Cousin Bill, Gary, Deborah, what's up? Rhonda, hello. Cindy Lou, Jessica, how are you? Robert, what's up? Jeannie, hello. My niece Danielle, how you doing? Tessie too, how you doing, Tessie? Paula, JC, what's up? Kevin, Randy, Lisa, how are you? April, how you doing? Heidi, my sister-in-law. There's David. Danny, how's Canada? How's your Prime Minister? He's not going to be sleeping too well. He's going to... I bet he's not getting any sleep right now. Tina, how you doing? Benny, Terry, Keith, Rita. The virus is the flu. The only thing that'll kill you... Oh, by the way, Advil and... Is it... Somebody correct me. So I know Advil. If you have flu-like symptoms, do not take Advil. What's the other one? There's two that you can't take. I don't want to say it unless I know for sure. So, Lisa, if you know, would you put it up there? I'm pretty sure I know what it is, but I'm not 100% sure, and I don't want to say it if I'm not sure. I don't want somebody to take the wrong thing because of something I said. Trevor, how you doing? Susie, hello. Tanya, how you doing? Susan, Cynthia, hello. Brother Dale, Amanda, how you doing? Ooh, what happened there? Okay. Eleanor, Dallas, Andrea, There's Mike, guys, for your colloidal silver. Order it from Mike. A fraction of what it is at GNC. He makes it himself. Quality stuff. Everybody needs it for their. It's a natural antibiotic. You need it for your medical medicine kits. Autumn, how you doing? Aaron, hello. Debbie, Elida, hello. Teresa, James, what's up? Oh, before I forget, we are going into expansion mode. We are basically going to start accepting ministries information. So basically what we're looking for, guys, is God wanted us to have the way ready for the collapse of the Catholic Church, which is on the verge right now. The Pope's going to resign if he doesn't get arrested or suicides before he resigns. Either way, the Catholic Church is coming down this year. God wants the way ready to receive the 1.2 billion Catholics that are going to be looking for a home, looking for answers, looking for comfort. So, as I've said before, and just for the new people, I don't know, 10 weeks ago now, probably, well, God's called me twice. He called me 2019 to be a watchman. And then, whatever it was, 10 weeks ago, called me to lead the revival of the Way. Me and the Watchmen. The Way is the church that Jesus taught 2,000 years ago. It was never adopted by the elite because they couldn't control it. There's no hierarchy. There's no priest. There's no pope. No bishops. There's just us and the world. We're the church. The world's the church. How we live our lives every day is a church. Do the right thing every time. Tell the truth every time. Treat others with respect. The only excuse for violence is in self-defense. There's no downside to this. Donations go from the donor's hands directly into the hands of the needy. There's no middleman. So what we're doing, the Watchmen are doing, is we're promoting the Way and trying to build the Way in the ministries. And we're also acting as a conduit because we are going to have the Watchmen group are going to have the biggest concentration of wealth, probably in religion, in a year. We're going to act as a conduit for the different factions, ministries, and donors will submit their information to the Watchmen. For your ministry, you'll put the name of the ministry, where it is, all the contact info, the type of projects you're looking for funding for. Now, listen, guys, I have no idea how quickly this is going to play out. I am hoping within the first 6 months we can start small and build as our wealth builds. But it's going to be dependent on the circumstances. It's fluid. As quickly as we can, we're going to start marrying up donors with ministries. We do not get in the middle. You're free to do whatever you want. There are no rules. There are no constraints. We want you to operate within the tenets of the Way, which I just basically went over. We'll probably have a one-page mission statement, for lack of a better term. The things that, what the Way means, what it is, what our goals are. I mean, there's no downside to this. So that the donors then can work directly with the ministries on the projects that they're both interested in. So, like one of mine is homelessness and hunger, and I think that's going to be a big one for I think a lot of ministries should start because I think it's our biggest issue. We've got to. This can't go on, guys. What's happening in the world today? It's inexcusable. That in a world that should be so abundant, we've got people that are living in the streets who are hungry, kids that are hungry. And that's in America. That's not just around the world. In America, that can't happen. And it's not a hard thing to fix when you have people that have a little bit of money and the determination to get things done. And so one of the things I'm looking for is I'm looking for someone. This is a volunteer position now, like all the positions in the way are going to be. In fact, I've got an idea for after we get this rolling where you'll actually pay the way to do a job for whatever, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, whatever you want. You'll be able to, there'll be positions listed, and with dollar amounts it costs you to do that job, and that money's going to go directly into, hell, maybe they can even designate where they want it to go. But that's going to be important, is getting the right money matched up with the right projects. And that's something that, through what we're doing, we're going to be able to facilitate. So I'll have a form out. Well, it all depends on these 10 days, right? If it's 10 days, when we come back on air, we'll have this. It'll be on the websites when we come back up. So when you see it, I want everybody who's interested to please fill that out and get it in. We've got it, because this is what's going to happen. We're going to see a big surge. Trust me, there's a lot of people know that what we're doing. If this goes dark for 10 days, wait till you see what happens to the membership. They're going to really jump on board because now they really want to know what we know. We've got to be ready for that. And then it's just bigger and bigger and bigger, guys. We've got to be ahead of it so we don't get overwhelmed. So anything we can get done now, we want to do now. And that's why we're getting this going. Because if we do go 10 days, from then on, use this 10 days wisely. Because if you're a Watchman, I think it's going to be overtime for weeks after this 10 days. Because you think it's been crazy the last couple of weeks? Wait till we go dark 10 days and they announce all these arrests and who God knows what else. It's going to be crazy. So let's get done what we can get done. What we can do right now is, if right now you guys are sending in to the email admin@thewatchmanway.com all of your contact info. If you've got a ministry, just add that to your contact info. For now, that'll suffice. So if you're interested in a ministry of the way, and again, there are no requirements. You just, like I said, we're all the church. This is it, guys. This is what it means when we're all the church. Send your info in. Send your contact info in, and then add that you are also are establishing a ministry. And then try. Oh, and Lisa, you gotta give me some credit here, guys, because literally, I walked from the car to right here. Lisa was the one that came up with the idea of, for the people that are not sure what they want to do on the other side of this. Use this time to pray and meditate and think about where we're headed in the world, how big a part you want to play in where we're headed. And, just, I don't, this isn't going to be, I don't anticipate this being like a full time job, being a minister here. I see, especially at the beginning, either the people that have become independently wealthy through their investments are possibilities, who don't need to earn a living. But I see it as people who maybe are working a job, and one night during the week you have a Bible study or whatever, and then one day on the weekend, you build a house or you put on a roof. We've talked about this, doing yard work for the elderly. There's a million things we can be doing, guys, that will help. They don't cost a lot. That's what we're going to start with, right? And then we're going to grow it from there. As the wealth builds, the projects build. But this gets us established and rolling. So we want to get this going right now. If we go dark tomorrow, these 10 days, you guys can be thinking about and working on your projects and get it in. So you're ready. You're at the front of the list when we come out of this thing. Because who knows? When Litecoin goes to 10,000, we will have some money to work with. Again, we want to hold it as long as we can, but we also want to do as much good as we can. So it's a balancing act of, we could wait for 10 years, right, for this thing to build and not do any good for 10 years. That's not going to happen. As soon as we can, we need to get this money back into the system. And when I say system, we're going to, I think, and again, with Nasser and some of this other stuff, the reset, how it's going to play out, who knows? We might be in 10 times better shape than I anticipated. And I welcome that, if that's in the cards. I'm not going to count on it. I'm in control of what the heck? Something that is weird. Oh shoot. I think I know what it is. Damn it. Okay, guys. I got to plug in, I think. I think my battery's going. Yep. Oh, man. Oh, okay. I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best. Okay, guys. The 10 days. Use this 10 days to figure out what you want to do. Be at the front of the list when we get to the other side of this thing. We're headed into the greatest transfer of wealth in human history, man's greatest age, man's greatest accomplishment in defeating this evil. There's nothing to fear. There's nothing to worry about. Let's start focusing on the positive instead of all these negatives they're trying to saddle us with and get us in that fear mode, which is what they want. We're not going to fall into that trap. So let's think about the world that we're going to make on the other side of this thing. That's what we want out there. We don't want that fear. We want that positive, forward-thinking energy that we're going to build this thing on. That's what got us to this point. And just think, the hard part is over. Get some rest in this 10 days, if that's what we get. If you can get that info in tonight, your contact info, ministry info, email it tonight so that we'll have it at the end of the 10 days. And if you can, or you're using this 10 days, the first hour that we're up and running with the internet, email it in so then we can be ahead of the game. Yeah, this is okay. Let me see if bear with me, guys, because this is not my normal camera stand. Oh, okay, Kevin. What do you mean, Kevin? Kevin's saying he couldn't find anything on JM or SD Bullion. You mean you couldn't find anything available, or what are you talking about? Because I had people buying on those sites today. So the two websites, guys, JM Bullion, SD Bullion. You want $300 to $500 junk silver dimes. They're 90% silver, U.S. dimes. $300 to $500 in dimes. Whatever the rest of your silver investment's going to be, you want it in the least expensive that they have in stock, 1 ounce rounds or 1 ounce bars. So you want 1 ounce pieces, rounds or bars, cheapest they have in stock, $300 to $500 in dimes. Junk silver, 90% silver. 90% silver dimes, 1 ounce rounds. And then as much Litecoin as you can get. Again, 50-50 is what I'm recommending. If you have $10,000, $5,000 in silver, $5,000 in Litecoin. Anybody who has any questions, my phone number, 707-696-4188. It'll be in the comments section along with all the websites, SD Bullion, JM Bullion, Gemini, Coinbase, Ledger, will all be in the comments section. If you have any questions, call me. Time is short, guys. Get in the game. You don't want to miss the boat. Trust me. You'll regret it the rest of your life. This has never happened in human history up to this point. It will never happen again. This is the perfect storm created by the deep state and God. Federal Reserve, 1913. Going off the gold standard in 1971, removing all the banking regulations in the late 90s, created this situation that we're in right now that is going to cause the collapse, the first ever collapse of the worldwide economy, and then drive the prices of assets outside the system, physical silver and Litecoin. God showed me this stuff more than 5 years ago, and everything he showed me is happening right now. Get your physical silver and Litecoin. He hasn't been wrong on one single thing so far. The pedophilia, the swamp, the economy, 100% right. Don't miss the boat. And here's the thing. If I'm wrong, you haven't lost anything. You've got a good investment. Precious metals, one of the top investments you could have had the last couple of years. It's only going to go up. And cryptos, it's the same thing, guys. I just don't see. This is as sure a thing as I've ever seen in my life. I'll leave it there. Remember, fear not. God and President Trump are 1,000% in control. I'll see you tomorrow night at 5 Pacific. God bless.